Guys, we're here tonight with Tyler Chronicles.
Hello, Black Man. We are here today to discuss the journals that we have for our company, Hello Black Man. You can go and look at the journals on helloblackman.com. Okay. The creator of the journals is Mr. Jamie Jenkins. He's a very intelligent Black man, and his assistant Kalisha Hobbs helps him with the production. And he has events sometimes to sell his books, and you should go check it out. A pop-up shop at anywhere. Okay. First of all, our books are not just journals. They're inspiration for people like women, teens, kids, Black women, Black men, entrepreneurs, and we even have books for other people too. Let's even take a question out of the book for Hello Black Teens, since we're both teens. What's your view on money? Personally, me, I think money is difficult. I don't like the sense of it. I understand it. I just don't like the sense of taxes and deductions and you gotta pay or IRS. I don't like none of that. And then like bills, those things scare me. Even though I've been taught about them, they still scare me a lot in life. What about you, Michaela?
I can't save money. I spend all my money every week anyway, so I don't really know. I know how to spend money though.
Yeah. Let's ask one more question before we end it. Discuss your feelings about school and grades. Well, me and Michaela's grades are always really good. A's and B's.
But we do have some other relatives who can't say the same.
Not at all. Like, sometimes our brothers, they really struggle in school. Okay, sometimes we feel like they're mentally deficient.
And it was good.
Let me tell you something.
I just couldn't. I gotta let it go all the way through.
Let me tell you something.
The girls.
When I tell you they are throwing enough shade and they commercial.
About, like,
Wait a minute. Like,
oh
listen,
God.
they done got off on a whole new tangent. And I'm like, okay, like leave them boys alone. Like, come on, man. Oh, let me see this light.
They did their best. The girls are the girls are the girls. What can we say? Make sure you go back and catch it. There is still extra. They funny, y'all. They are hilarious. But hello everybody. Tonight we're coming to you with part 2 of the marriage segment. We got some questions that we're going to address, but as always, we're going to communicate with one another. I'll let you go first because last time I did a lot of talking. What questions do you have for me today?
No, we literally just had the segment last night and I did out talking. I don't think you think you led the last marriage talk.
I didn't say that. I just said that the last time I did a lot of talking and I was just going to try to let you lead if you wanted to. But I mean, it's whatever you want to do.
No, just we just ask the question. We just go back and forth. Just look. I mean, I definitely want to get to all the people that gave us some good questions, gave us feedback. I want to, try to respond to all those, and let's do the best we can there. I mean, of course, we're always open for any feedback and stuff like that. So, what's one of the questions that stood out to you? I saw one of them was about bank accounts.
Before we get to that, I did have a few random questions because this always the title today. Don't forget that you have an echo, so cut the feedback out. Name something that you enjoy seeing me wear or like to see me wear.
Something I like to see you wear. Oh man. Honestly, you wear somewhere so well, but I like your fitted dresses. You know what I'm saying? Like your little, I guess, I don't know. I don't know if it's a maxi dress, sheen dress, but the little fitted long dresses. You know the dresses I'm talking about. I like those. I like your glasses. And you have too many, but I can't keep up with them. So listen, hey, I thought the question was for me. I've gotten confused now. So I like your glass selection. I definitely like your fitted dresses. Um, and your hair. I mean, you do so much. You have so many unique styles with your hair, up, down, pony, the large cornrows. And when you wear the larger rows, I'm thinking that's a style. You like, no, this I'm just keeping it up for something else. I'm like, I got confused. I like it like that. You like what? I'm like, yeah, I like. I'm thinking that's another style. I'm thinking that's like one of the men. You like, no, I'm just keeping it up until I take it out. Oh, okay. So, but you do a lot of different things with your hair, and like I said, you adding something now with your hair. So all those things are things I like.
And locked just right. You know, why just be locked when you can be locked just right? Make sure y'all check my girl Jess out. She is booked up. She's booked and busy, so you can't get in. But check her out anyways. You know, she may free up some time for something if she can, or some of her clients may move away. What is your favorite color to see me in?
Mm, this is a good one because I like blue. I like in blue. I mean, because it just seems to go well with your skin complexion. Not a super dark blue, and not a sky blue, but I guess just a normal natural blue, like maybe a NYX blue, that color blue. That blue goes well. And I like you in lighter colors, and I'm not sure how you feel about that. Now the only color that I guess that you don't wear a lot of is orange. I don't see you in a lot of orange stuff like that. Yellow, gold, light reds, pinks, greens. You do greens really well. And uh, red, and you don't wear a lot of red either.
Hey, guys. I don't have a lot of red. I'm gonna have to up my reds. What color do you like to wear personally?
I've always wore red. Always. The red tummy with the lion, like the old school emblem. Like I thought they was the firest polo shirts of all time. So I've always liked red, and I've always liked the off color. I guess the highlighted greens and oranges. That's kind of always kind of been my style. Uh, as I've gotten older, more neutral colors, more creams, more grays, more blues. I guess as I've gotten older.
And now that you mention it, I don't own anything orange. No oranges in my closet. Very few reds. Because of my sorority, I have a few golds, mostly blues and blacks. Before I met you, I was very navy and black. Those are my colors. I've kind of branched out a little bit since we've been talking, trying to stand out. I guess before I was trying to blend in. Okay, last question before we get into these exciting questions from the viewers. Please tune in case your question. I've taken y'all names off of here because I didn't know if you wanted nobody to know that you were the one who was asking the question. So when I post them, you may not see your name. But if you know your question, be like, oh yeah, I asked that question. But my last question for you before we jump into the marriage topic is if there was one pain that you could heal that I've been through that we've discussed, what would it be?
Well, you know what? This is a very unique question because when you talk about taking things away, you to me you talk about something that has made you who you are, right? When I take that away from you, then maybe you're not the person I need you to be. As painful as that may be, don't start crying. Don't do that. But I guess one of the things, if I could improve something from your past to, uh, I guess to just condition us better, would be to see a loving marriage between your mom and dad in its entirety. And I think that's one of those things. Honestly, I can honestly say I think everyone could say if their parents' marriage was better. And when you say better, it kind of offends some people, right? But if you're being honest and real, every relationship has its ups and downs. And you see things as children, you see things as teens, you see things as young adults, you see things as older adults that you saying, hey, uh, you wish your mom didn't have to go through this, you wish your dad didn't have to go certain things, and then, like it or not, those things that you see, those behaviors that you see, uh, you're going to try to navigate around it, but they're your norm. That's the norm you've seen. Those are arguments you've seen. Those are arguments you've had. So they almost come natural to you as you progress, through your relationships and things of that nature. So if I could take one thing away, I would just say, hey, just seeing a more stable and improved relationship between your mom and dad.
Kanoi, you can always catch this on the replay. This is for us up all nighters because when you don't sleep, you just don't sleep. We out here trying to grind. So, before the last thing I wanted to talk about because it came up in the podcast tonight that I was on is the DJ Envy situation. I don't know if you've seen it, if you heard anything about it, but supposedly DJ Envy and his wife are like, doing something where they're, I guess, healing in their relationship. And during a conversation that they were having, kind of like what we're doing now, she decided or she chose to say that during 10 years of their marriage, she never orgasmed. She never ever had an orgasm. And so people are saying that, he's a ditz for allowing her to say that and, whatever it may be. Like, what do you feel? How do you feel about that? Like, if I came publicly and be like, we have a relationship, I've never orgasmed, like, how would that make you feel?
Let me tell you something. That is an immediate. Ah, man, what's the word? Hold on, let me get the right word.
Deal breaker?
Hold on, I'm looking at that right now. Hold on, I got it right here. Hold on. Oh, I got the sound down. I got the sound down on my computer. Emasculated.
Ah,
That's the word I'm looking for.
escalation.
Now, for societal reasons, he's immediately emasculated, right? Because he has not, I guess, either performed well enough or gotten her to a place of orgasm throughout their how many ever years, right? And then obviously there are some communication issues, right? Because she didn't tell him month one, she didn't tell him 6 months in, she didn't tell him 1 year in, she didn't tell him 18 months in. And I don't think that and I don't think that she has not enjoyed sex for all those years. You know what I'm saying? So that part isn't said. You know what I'm saying? And so she has had someone else. That's possible too. But so all that time, it's one of those things where when she says it publicly without, I mean, I don't know, they may have discussed it privately before. Say, hey, this is what I want to say, or this is what I'm coming out with. I need to see his face um, as she's saying it. But it's an emasculating thing, if it's true or not. Uh, and maybe they have the perfect relationship to build off of it. Some people are already saying, "Hey, she must have had somebody else. He must have something like." I don't know about all that, but to say it publicly, to say, "Hey, you've been deprived of this for how many years? 12, 10 for 10 years." Yeah, I think it's made weaker or less effective. Emasculated organization, blah blah blah. I think certain things, if they're not going to go and have marital counseling with people or bring the rest of the nation along with their healing process, then this is something that is going to be, it's going to be the first thing you think of when you see him. No accolades, no great interviews. All this is going to trump that every time he walks into the room. And now she has to live with that. So now she's put holes in her cheese, right? And when they walk into the room, I don't care how he's standing, how she's, whatever. That's one of those things that don't kind of leave people's mind. It's just my opinion.
So I want to shout out my little cousin because he is in the comments talking crazy. I got married last week. Boy, bye. I'm so proud of you, Joshua Isaiah Day. I'm calling your whole name on social media. You are really showing out up there at Mizzou. He had the walk-off run to beat Mississippi State in the series this weekend. He graduated. This weekend he will be at Ole Miss. If y'all are in Mississippi, y'all come to Ole Miss this weekend and see my little cousin play because he is showing out. He is showing his tail. I love him and his big brother so much. They look out for me. I look out for them. We were raised as cousins, but we're more like brothers and sisters. I thank you and I appreciate you for all that you do, Joshua. So you keep being great. I will see you this weekend. Get Ole Miss HELL. I love Mississippi, but when y'all playing my family, y'all trash. So down goes the Rebels or the Sharks or the whatever they call themselves now. I don't even know what they are anymore. But my take on it is just what you said. You know, she did this post him cheating on her, so I definitely feel like it was a tactic for her to get back at him. I think it was emasculation, and as I said on the podcast before, it's never. It's like happiness. Like as much as I say, oh, you're not making me happy, or you know, we talk about happiness all the time. It's not your responsibility to make me happy. It's not your responsibility to make me orgasm. If I don't get what I need, it's not because you're not doing what you're supposed to do. It's because I'm not communicating it effectively and I'm not working toward what needs to happen. So she definitely did that as a get back. So, anyways, first question of tonight. I'm going to drop these questions in here. If y'all have questions about relationships, feel free about marriage. Our first question comes from one of our viewers who said, whoo, there's a lot of questions. What does happily married mean? How does the gender of your kids impact how you engage in marriage? For example, I'd never pump gas, but if I had a girl, I think I would pump gas. Be less of a damsel in distress. Interesting. What do you think about that? I'll let you go first.
Some men are looking for a damsel in distress, right? So this is the old know your man type thing, right? Some men, want to pay all the bills. They want to be the financial breadwinner of their home, and like what works for each home is different. But some guys want that, and some women, that's what they see, and that's what they seek, right? That's what they see. Their mom, their grandmom. Hey, this is kind of my role in life. I'm gonna, mimic my mother or mimic my somebody, or they say that's what my mom them. That's what they did. That's what the people around me did. I want to do something total opposite, right? So it's just kind of two different spectrum there. I think that the gender of the kids. Let's go back with happily married, right? No one is happy all the time. I think let's be honest and real, right? Uh, because people normally, I would say more often than not, they see us in a happy state, right? In a very what's the word Alana uses? Uh, cordial. You know what I'm saying? Right. We're always cordial. We're always, I guess, communicating things of that nature. That doesn't mean that we're always happy, right? But regardless of the mood we're in, we have to take in account for your happiness, right? Because the moment that we have, that moment cannot be a part of what destroys, years of work. And I think people get into moments and they say, I'm gonna tear the whole goddamn house down right now. I'm gonna burn it down. And somebody had to say, why don't you just burn the trash instead of burning the whole house down? Let just burn the trash. Don't burn the house down. I think let's just take the trash out of the house. Corey Collins told me one time. He says, "He who buys groceries and never takes out the trash has a stinky house." You know what I'm saying? So you can buy all the fresh fruit you need, all the fresh groceries you need, but some got to be thrown away. Something got to be going out. You know what I'm saying? So when you have arguments, just take that out. Like if it's whatever that one rotten thing is, a spoiled thing is, take it out. Don't burn the house down. Happily married means always taking into account those things. Say, hey, I got a good house here. We have a good house, stable house. Let's fix this. Let's fix the window. Let's fix the door. Let's fix whatever this one problem is. Even if it's a room, even if it's renovation, but the structure is there. You know what I'm saying? And people have to recognize that. That's what happily married means to me. Recognizing, you know, the goal is happiness. That's the goal. Uh, the other part, like being a damsel in distress, um, if you are super needy, you know what I'm saying? If you are the gender of your kids and pay how you example, for example, I did pump gas, but and Gary, I would. If you're super needy, your mate should know that, right? It should be something that they have signed up for. If you're the super needy type, if you're the super clingy type, that has to be discussed throughout the getting to know each other. Say, hey, this is how I am. This is what I expect. Hey, my expectations is when you wake, you don't brush your teeth. You give me a kiss. If you're awake, you call me. Like that's the expectations that are set. So that's from household to household. Some people say, hey, whatever, burn the house, not the trade. Let me give you time.
Yeah, I'm reclaiming my time. You'll take all of it. So, I mean, what you said was absolutely accurate, but at the end of the day, what you always have to realize is that nobody is you. You're not me. I'm not you. You can't read my mind. You can't read my heart. And if I don't communicate my needs to you, you won't know them. Sometimes, yes, if I tell you one time, you know how I am. I expect you to know every time that this is what I'm feeling, but reality is you don't. Like some days you just don't know. And so if I don't openly tell you, hey babe, I need this, babe, I need that, you don't know. Like you just went around. I'm gonna tell y'all something that Jamie hates. He hates when I'm quiet, but he also hates when I'm talking a lot. Like there's no happy medium.
What will he say? Everything.
Everything. And we have the best circle of friends. Like they are so super cool. I'm very happy for the people who we encounter. But like, but when I'm like in a mood, and it's been a while, I hadn't shut down in a while. It's just like he's like, "What's wrong? Like, what? Why are you like this?" And sometimes I just need to reset. Sometimes I'm just mentally resetting, and he cannot. He can't handle it. Like it's like why is she not talking? Then when I'm talking, it's like, why is she talking? So it's emasculation. We were talking about emasculation. I can't remember what I was about to say about it, but let me look at the question again. Happy marriage. A happy marriage, much like you said, is compromise. It's compromise and it's understanding and it's communication. And on top of that question, I wanted to ask about jealousy because jealousy is something that is we're gonna define jealousy before we address it because a lot of times you think something means one thing and it means something else. Wait, it's defining jealousy with the word jealousy. You can't do that. Feeling or showing envy of someone or their achievements and advantages. Also, feeling or showing suspicious of someone's unfaithfulness in a relationship. Another definition is fiercely protective of or vigilant of one's rights or possessions. So jealousy plays a major role in any type of relationship, whether it be friendship, whether it be marriage, whether it be courtship. My mind be all over the place, so I have to state what I'm thinking while I'm thinking it. last week or whenever we talked about marriage being a business partnership, and that's something that works in our advantage because we came into this as business partners. Like when I started working with you or for you, it was me working under you and us really trying to build a business before we became friends, before we got in a relationship. So it kind of allowed us to see, who one another was. So we are definitely business partners in its total rank of things. So jealousy, do you think that jealousy is a good thing, a bad thing? Like, and why do you think jealousy plays a role in any type of relationship?
Okay, so like for me, I would say that I am minimal on jealousy. I guess minimalist. I think everybody's going to have some jealousy, right? If it's time, if it's effort, if you want to do something for someone else and you hadn't done it for me, like, okay, well, what the hell going on here? I don't understand it. Like, if you're willing to drive here and drive there, and then, like it's small things, that make people jealous, right? But they have to be talked through. Normally, jealousy comes from interior insecurities, in my opinion. When a person is outright jealous, right? In a relationship, what reasons would I be jealous? What I'm saying? Like it's hard to in a good relationship, the amount of jealousy should be minimal. And if you find yourself jealous over every single thing, either that person isn't providing it from you, either that person isn't they're not trying to provide it for you, or your expectations are unrealistic, right? So it's two different ways. So if your expectations is that in 24 hours that we are texting and calling and speaking 20 hours out of the day, like to 2 a.m. and then 5 a.m. in the morning, like that could be unrealistic. And like I said, that needs to be set between two people. Like, hey, if I leave you, if we're going two different separate ways, hey, check in a few times along the way, right? Or if your expectation changes over time, say, hey, you got older, hey, you got XYZ going on. Let me know a little more steady about what you're doing and where you're going. But that's a conversation, right? And if we don't have the conversation, then what'll happen is one person will get jealous and the other person won't know. They will have a problem with your behavior. And if there's no communication, it'll get worse and worse. Every time you go somewhere, I'm mad before you leave because you ain't checking in enough, or I don't know what's going on enough, and over the years get worse and worse and worse and worse. And then I'm mad when you even talking about going somewhere. I don't understand why you got to go here. But it started 5 years ago. That's how jealousy kind of creeps into certain situations. Um, the same way we're going, you know what I'm saying? Going and doing. If I'm gonna go out, if I'm gonna go, hang with the boys and stuff like that, uh, it could be that if it's not habitual, if it's not something you do by habit, then if it's something that's I guess if I'm introducing something to the relationship that's not normal habit, then that could make you jealous, right? So hey, I don't understand. Like, why you got to start going out with them? Like, where are you going? Like, what's going on? And that's a whole other conversation. Hey, this is what I got going on. I just need this time. I just want to have some time to do X, Y, Z, to get out, to be around the fellas, or go to the game, or play ball, or whatever it may be. Having those breaks need to be discussed, because if it's not discussed, it's going to seem as if I'm breaking away from you. And that's not always the case. Because we're separate doesn't mean, because we're not together doesn't mean we're separate. So jealousy can take on so many different, forms. It could be from attention. If you're showing me great attention, I'm gonna give you a great example. Like for me, you are you are a minimalist on jealousy, right? Because met a young lady last night, right? Just an example. Met a young lady last night. She was excited. She was, what I'm saying, excited to see me, knew who I was. new to brand, new stuff like that, that could be taken wrong immediately. But how she know you? Like that's the whole point of what we're doing. Like if but you're right there. Like you understand. Like this is a part of what we're building. Because you asked me, "Are you ready for that?" I'm like, "I'm not ready for that. That's not that's not something I'll be looking crazy every time I have." But like like, hey, this is part of it. Like this is what comes along with what we're doing. So I don't know. Jealousy is a thing that communication will kill a lot of your time.
So this is our good friend from our His and Hers podcast. He says jealousy is a distraction from the goals of the relationship, whether it be spousal envy or being jealous of someone outside the relationship. Ultimately, it's a sign of low self-esteem. Did you hear me read the question? Did I accidentally do it while I was trying? Okay, so I agree with you, Omni, in so many ways. And I think that jealousy comes from a place of lack of communication. And I feel like if you're very direct and you're very upfront, again, that goes back to being friends. If you are completely open and honest with your partner, with your mate, then they have no reason to be jealous. But if there are any underlying things that you try to cover, that you try to hide, that they find out from other places, it creates that insecurity because now it's like, well, why wouldn't you tell me that? Like, why is that something that you felt like that you needed to, hide from me? And so, I'm not a very jealous person, and I'm not jealous because, I want to be able to fully trust the person who I'm with. And if I can trust you, then there's no need for jealousy. Like if we can really be 100, there's no need for jealousy. And that's what we were talking about recently, just about, is there on Hello Black Man, is there people out there who are 100% loyal, who are 100%, saying and doing and actually living up to what they're trying to do? So, if you don't create that opportunity or you don't create that area for there to be jealousy, then there is no jealousy. Like, and I'm not jealous because, like, yeah, I'm definitely cool. Like, I'm definitely like, I'll be excited for you. I like for people to know that you fine because I know that you fine. And if they know you fine and you with me, I'm like, okay, look at your girl. She got somebody that's fine. That's how I be. So like that makes me happy. And I know Aisha Curry style that people like attention. So if you're getting attention outside of me, I just want you to be able to know that, hey, yeah, you're getting this attention, but you bring that everything else back to me. Let me know, hey, this girl was looking at me. And I'll be like, oh, she was. I know she was because you cute. So, like, just don't give me that space to not trust you, to not feel jealous. Like, as long as I know that you're 100% for me, I have no room, I have no reason to be jealous. If I know that you're going to tell me, you're going to be upfront with me, jealousy has no place in what we have. And like I always say, we don't know how we're going to end. So we definitely need to live in the moment. So next up, we have some comments. T says 100% me. Rick says, there you go. Yes, Kalisha. Look at our bestie. What's up? We can't call her real name because she got an alias. Relationship insecurities causes jealousy. It does, and that's basically 1,000%. Like I'm insecure, and I tell Jamie that all the time. I've never felt like I was the prettiest in the room. I've never felt like I was the finest in the room. So therefore, I'm always gonna have that internal. What if somebody looks better than me? What if somebody has more money than me? Because he like old women with money. Like, what if he want a sugar mama and and I can't give him those things? So like, I need to be reassured. And men who are here who are listening, yes, we need to be reassured every day, Kanoa. We need to feel secure every single day. We need that. And I don't know if men need that, but I try my best to, tell you, you look good today. You look handsome. Shake your beard up a little bit. But other than that, you for your mama, not necessarily for me. I like the beard how it is. Your eyes are beautiful. You handsome. I love everything about you. So we want that same thing. We want to know, oh, girl, your skin glowing today. Them glasses hot. Like I like to hear that. So my soror says, Kalisha Patricia, you're definitely cool as a fan. Sometimes, and then sometimes I'm a B. It depends on what day of the week you catch me. But thank you, Sora. I appreciate that. Jealousy is normal, insecurity is normal. It becomes an issue when it's excessive. Bingo. When every time you look around, somebody is like, well, why is she looking at you? Or why he said that? Or why you doing that? Like, that becomes excessive. Like, at some point, you got to realize, hey, if this person is for you, they're for you. There's nothing that's going to keep them from being for you. And that takes work. That takes time and it takes work. Blessings, blessings, great people. Same to you, Mr. King. Keep blessing the masses. You guys do the same. We appreciate and watch out. Did you want to say something about?
No, like Paul said, a bit of it is normal, right? You're a human, right? You have boundaries and you have, you feel like you have, I don't want to say ownership, but you have entitlement to certain things. If it's attention, if it's, whatever it is, and it's, especially the longer you're together, it kind of grows. You know what I'm saying? It's, hey, my expectations are X, Y, Z. But people grow and things change or their expectation change and the conversation doesn't change, right? We have the same conversations, but as I'm, moving from 33 to 43, my expectations are different, or what I'm saying, or my expectations of you are different, you know, and I don't communicate it. And like I said, over time, I'm jealous, super jealous. You and your girlfriends go out and have a drink every Friday, right? It don't bother me at 33 or 43. I'm ready to, what I'm saying, I'm having a fit every Friday. I'm mad Thursday. I'm mad Wednesday thinking about you going somewhere Friday. But we haven't communicated it. And I think that's what's missing in a lot of relationships.
That's huge. Just changing, and that's something that I talk about all the time. And I ask you the same questions 20 times a week, and you be like, you just asked me that yesterday. Well, you're not the same person yesterday as you are today. So I want to know this morning, you may not be the same person this morning as you are this evening. So, like, if I ask you the same question, it's because I want to know. And the reason why I'm like that is because I know that people go through changes rapidly. And I know that feelings and emotions change rapidly, like, and as a female, like, I have so many emotions during the day. I want to make sure that you're on the same wavelength. You're not having these same emotions. So communication is so very important and it's so very endless. Like, we always need to know who one another are, is in the moment, and be able to fulfill each other's needs and talk about those things on a regular. So that is something that we are continuously working on. Don't think that we perfect at it. Because I'd be like, if I ask him a question, he'd be like, girl, you just asked me a question today. And I'd be like, well, I'm asking you again. And he'd be like, well, I ain't going to answer no more. So it just be like, look, I have to wait 2 more days and then I ask the same question. And he may answer, he may not. All right. So our next question from the viewers. Let's see. This is a long one too. Do you think people should settle for someone when it comes to marriage? Meaning accepting the good and bad, repetitive cheating, lack of trust, not having a bond, only loving the title of being Mr. and Mrs. and the comfort that is afforded to you just to say I'm married. I've come across a lot of people who don't want to be alone and take a lot. This is our grandparents. This is not us. This is not the generation that we live in. But something that I do want to say, do you want to start? Because you can start if you want to. Something I do want to say in regards to that is taking a lot and accepting a lot is two different things. It depends on what you feel and how you feel about your partner or your mate. Like constant cheating, like I personally, me myself, I don't understand the need to cheat when communication is so very open. You know what I'm saying? Like most women, I'm not saying all, I'm never going to say all. Most women, if you communicate openly with them, whatever you're trying to get, they're willing to do it. But there are some people who don't. Like if you communicate with somebody, this is a good question. This is a good segue to something for you, for a question I have for you. If you are asking your mate for something, let's just say with the whole cheating aspect of things, if you're constantly saying, hey, this is what I want, this is what I want, this is what I want from a sexual place, because most of the time cheating is sexual. Rarely there is emotional cheating, but 90% or 80% of people, I would have to look the statistics up. This is my own personal statistics. 80% of the time, when people talk about cheating, it's a sexual act. It's not normally an emotional act. But to me, an emotional cheating is more hurtful to me than sexual cheating. That's just my personal thing. So, but when you're asking your partner, hey, I want to do sex this way, I want to do sex that way, like at what point do you feel like, if you feel like it's okay to say, like, do you tell your partner, okay, I've asked you for this and you're not giving it to me, I'm going to go outside of our relationship? Like, how does that look? How does that feel to you if you're not getting sexually what you want from your partner?
Yeah, I mean, it has to be clear. And if you're going to set a date and time and all that, just be clear. Say, hey, listen, if this is not happening, we're going to take these proper steps, right? If that means we're going to go to therapy, we're going to try X, Y, Z. And if that person is willing and say, okay, yes, I see where we're lacking. I see what, I understand your request. You know what I'm saying? So that's the first part. Are they understanding what you're asking, right? Or are they even acknowledging it? You know what I'm saying? Especially from a man's standpoint, a lot of men, it's hard to swallow that pill. So it's hard to say, hey, listen, no, you're not. Hey, no, this is not happening on my end, on my part as a man. I'm not delivering X, Y, Z. So that's an ego thing for a man to start out with. And a lot of women tiptoe around the conversation because of that, right? But if you could have the conversation and the man is saying, hey, I understand. I know this is what needs to happen. And if the two are willing to work through it, then that's great, right? But if ultimately she feels like, or he feels like, that, there can be no, uh, rectifying the situation, then step back and look at the relationship, right? Say, hey, listen, how much of the relationship is this, right? I have a relationship. My relationship is 100, right? And what I'm missing is how much. What am I missing, right? So are you willing to go, if it's 10%, 20, 30, 50, 22, I don't know, it's different for everybody, right? If you go and get the 20, the 15, the 10, or whatever you're missing in a relationship from someone else, then you are risking whatever you're leaving, right? Sometimes it may not be much. You may not be leaving much. But like I said, that's every situation is different. But if you are, upfront about it, I think that more often than not, everything can be worked through. Everything can be improved, especially sexually, right? As you get older, as change and stuff like that, things have to, you know, as you get older, people talk about spicing. I need to spice up the bedroom. You know what I'm saying? That's the old folks talk. Spice it up a little bit. Uh, because as you get older, more than likely most women, they're peaking. You know what I'm saying? Just I guess medically speaking, most women are peaking sexually. And most men are, hey, you got everything out here to try to help a man keep up. The blue chew, the Viagra, the Cialis, everything you can name. They're trying to keep up. And hey, if that's what needs to happen, it needs to be a conversation. Hey, this is where we stand. This is what needs to happen. I got you. Like I'm here for it. And then, like I say, some women go through it when they have kids and stuff like that. They go through postpartum depression, and their sexual drives change and stuff like that. Or they may be just stressed out and tired. So the guy may need to be taking a little more load off the woman. Based on what he's doing every day and what she's doing every day. But it's like I said, if the communication is there, the problem can be solved.
I was just reading the comment, most people don't know how to communicate their needs. I don't have that problem. I am very open with my communication. This is what I want. But there is a place where I feel like men's egos are way more fragile than women's are. Like, Like, whereas if you tell your woman, hey, you need to take a shower, or hey, I don't like the way this feels, that feels, like I think we're more open to fixing that, than men are like, hey, babe, you didn't do what I needed to do. But that also goes back to, the conversation about DJ Envy. Like, it's not your responsibility to get me to a place of orgasm. It's my responsibility to communicate this is what I need in order to get to that place. And if you're not willing to do those things, then, where do you go? But to answer your question, settling, no, I don't think that people should settle. I don't, if you're unhappy, and you are in control of your happiness, but if somebody is making you feel like you are unimportant, or are not putting you as a priority, or not, you don't feel like you're getting anything out of the relationship, if they're not encouraging you, motivating you, pushing you, and you not doing the same, I definitely wouldn't encourage you to stay in those types of situations. And sometimes people feel like that, okay, they may not be doing this, but I'm financially stable. I'm settled. We not fighting for nothing. We got the bills paid, the kids in private schools. I'm just gonna stay. I don't care what he does. I'm gonna stay. That's totally up to you. I'm not saying don't stay, because for a lot of people, financial stability is way more important than other things. So it's all about priority. Whatever your priorities are, whatever you feel is most important to you, then you kind of have to choose based on what's important to you. We got a few questions here. T. Smith says, not a problem. I ain't no telling what T talking about. Rashida says, how do you tell a man he's not pleasing you without his ego being totally destroyed? That's a question for you, Jamie. I'll let you take that one.
Listen, Bill Cosby, right? The my go to scenario, right? When you're talking about sex, things of that nature, right? So if it's in the heat of the moment, or if it's in the middle of the week, like the conversation. I don't know if there's a perfect time to have the conversation. I can't say that. If it's when you're riding alone, if it's right before sex, like that's where you have to know your mate. That's where that's you and your significant other have to understand when is a good time. Right off work, long day of work. Let's talk about it right now while you agitated in the middle of the game. Who's more important, me or the game? So you got to pick your battles there, right? But once you figure out that time, and that's an important thing. The other part is the delivery, right? Uh, and the delivery is something that's going to help you both. The goal is to help you both. If he's not, pleasing you in your entirety or its entirety, then if he does, then he will reap the benefit also, right? So it's a goal. So it's a hey, it can't be hey you not doing this, you ain't never did this. That's not gonna get you the answer you need, right? Now it may be the truth, but your delivery, right? No different like the Bill Cosby thing I always talk about is, uh, you know, order a steak and how do you want it? What's the fixings? Medium well, Brussels sprouts, asparagus, mac and cheese, or whatever, and I bring it to you on a garbage can lid. Then you're not gonna want it. It doesn't matter. Uh, but it has to be, brought in a certain way, and that's okay, unless your ego or pride won't allow you to, you know, have the conversation on a certain level. If you want to be over the top with it, then expect over the top back, especially with dealing with something like this, dealing with sex. So it has to be a goal. It has to be say, hey, like this is our goal. My goal is to get us to this point. Let's do XYZ. Can we do ABC? And this is what is going to help me, and this is how I think it will help us. And like I said, the receptiveness that's on your partner.
I completely agree with Tasha. People cheat because they want to. I've been in positions where, I mean, whatever I did it because I wanted to. It wasn't because people weren't communicating or whatever. I just did it. So it depends on the timing. Lorana Cox says to Rashida. She says, so not during the not during the egg. Not, oh, stop. You terrible at this. No, Rashida, that's probably not the best time. Like, Nana Man is, in a woman's opinion, dried up forever. He ain't never gonna be able to get up no more. You done completely killed his whole confidence. Heck no, you better do it while y'all joking around. Laugh out loud. One was laughing, have no. One, you gotta tell us what you laughing at because Jamie said a whole lot. Arby's fries. You said something about Arby's fries, babe. Nope. One was it's funny. So those were all great questions, all great topics. Let's move on to our next question of the evening. I hope that I we are answering you guys' questions to the best of our abilities. This says, "Hate I missed it, but I'm sick of married couples cheating. Just stay single." That kind of ties into what we were just talking about. You know, people cheat because they want to. Like, if people learn to communicate, you could probably be having menage a trois if you just told your mate what you wanted. Like, you never know. You gotta ask. I'm not saying, that's what we do. We not no open couple or nothing, but I'm just saying, like, if you just told your mate, like, hey, I'm feeling this way, you're not doing it, you don't know. You never know if you don't communicate and tell people what you want. Like, I'm just completely all about openness and honesty. Like, I'm gonna tell you exactly what's on my mind. You can either say yes or no. If you say no, I'm gonna just ask you 6 months from now. Because people change. All right, so this comment is from another one of our viewers. Not sugarcoating what marriage really is, being realistic about expectations when getting married, getting out of the mindset of this cookie cutter idea of marriage, and realizing the importance of making your marriage work for you and your spouse. So, when we talk about marriage, we have to talk about our domestic partnership. Just because, we are not legally binded in the marriage arrangement like people are wanting and wishing us to be. People all in church trying to force us to the altar. But marriage, I've been married, you've been married, and we talked about it again on the podcast I was on earlier. When you're in a marriage, when you get married, the expectation is this is my lifetime partner. This is the end. I'm in this. This piece of paper means we are together forever. Like, there's no ending this post this piece of paper. But as many of you know, most of us 30 plus, 40 plus, I ain't want to put nobody business out there, know that that being married or getting married does not mean that everything is peaches and cream. It does not mean that everything is going to be perfect. It's just it's as we talked about on the last episode, it's a business partnership. And if you're in a business partnership and that partnership starts to fail, starts to sink, how do you fix it? Like, how if you are manning the sails of the boat and the partner that you have is drilling holes in the boat, how do you make it work? Like, you can't. Like, ultimately the boat is gonna sink. And at that point you gotta figure out how to survive. So, we're not saying by any means that we're opposed to marriage, that we're not going to get married. We're just saying that that marriage is what it is, and it is what you make it. And Uncle Peter tells me all the time that it's not about it's not about marriage, it's about who you married to. So, you know, we are taking our time and we are making sure that we are establishing the best foundation that has no yazoo clay underneath, that has no opportunities to crack, no opportunities to falter. Does that mean that we will make it? We don't know, but we definitely want to make sure that when we decide to go over the bridge and to get married, that it is what we want it to be. Because, like she said, marriage is not a game. Like, it's not a marriage nor relationships. It's very serious. And now that we're in what we're in, we have kids involved, we have family members involved, we're intertwining our families, and it's a lot of moving pieces, as my partner would say. So we want to make sure that we're stabilizing these pieces and putting them in the right order so that we can grow and grow in a fashion that we won't be able to falter, or there's nothing outside of what we're building that can break inside and tear this apart. That there are no insecurities, there's no jealousy, there's absolute communication where we can fight through anything that comes our way. So it's definitely not something to take lightly. Marriage, that is. That's my 2 cents on marriage.
I think society puts time capsules on marriage in several different instances, right? If if you're at a certain age, you should be married by now. If you and a person are in, I'm not going to even say a relationship. If you and a person are even trying long enough, you may not even be in a real relationship. You may not have, be in a super serious relationship, but because you are seen together, go places together, and stuff like that, society says, "Oh, you all should be married." The family will say, "Hey, it's time for y'all to get married. Y'all need to get married. You need to do the right thing, right?" So so you have the time frame capsule of the relationship you're in. You have the time frame capsule of your particular age. You 30 something and you ain't been married, or you ain't been remarried, or they'll think something wrong with you because you're not married, right? And in the same sense, people uh, a lot of times they're together so long that they have broken each other so many times that getting married is just tradition, right? They don't even like each other no more. They argue the whole month before the wedding, and then go get married, and then it don't work, right? You know, so there's no right time. You just have to know the person that you're with, right? You got to know that you're willing to go above and beyond, above and beyond, above and beyond. You got to be willing to go above and beyond with the person that you're trying to commit to. You know what I'm saying? That's the other thing. Are you committed to it? You talk about the cheating and stuff like that, then all that is a part of commitment, right? The piece of paper is not going to make you commit to a person. It's just not. That's not how that works. Um, that speaks on how some married relationship is inside out. Yeah, so it has to be internally between the two people understood what commitment is and what the expectations are, and it can't be one conversation. If we get married in 2022, every 6 months your expectations may change, may grow, may alter. So we can't have the one, hey, we finna get married and this is my expectations of you, XYZ. And 10 years down the road, your expectations change, your mind change. And we're not having good communication over the past 10 years. By the time we had the conversation, all hell done broke loose, right? So, marriage is a partnership, and it's definitely a business partnership, like it or not. You're going to share financial ups and downs and things of that nature. If you want to keep everything separate and be married, then you might need to get a LLC together, right? If y'all not going to share financial burdens or expectations, or improve each other financially, even in the mindset, then y'all just get a business together and just run your business. Y'all don't need to be in there. Y'all got to get married to do that. Before we get off, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. I know we've hit our hour mark, and so over the course of the next 6 months, right? What interest that you have that you would like to see me support more?
Well, I mean, I've always tried to get you to support my modeling career because I feel like I'm something like a fashionista. So I definitely need you to get my portfolio where it needs to be. Other than that, I mean, I think that collectively we are on the right path and we support each other equally. Yeah, but not just my portfolio. You got to get back out there shooting pictures because we hadn't taken any photographs in a while. So once you get home and get settled, I'm ready to get your books back where they need to be. We got to start booking these shoots. But your first shoot is going to be me, and it's going to be phenomenal. Y'all get ready for this first shoot, okay? Just
One more question. In a day, and like I said, everybody's different. In a day, in a normal day, how much time should we spend together?
that's a trick question. Don't try to throw these damn trick questions out here at me. You asking me personally, or you asking me to tell you what
What does me personally mean? What
you
does
want
me
me to look
personally?
it up? You want me to look average time of the day, or you want me to tell you how I personally feel how much time? Because I won't look. My girl already know me. Look at her. Boom. If it ain't that, it ain't nothing. Like if we ain't spending 24 solid hours, I don't want it. I don't want it. And I settle for what you give me. But yes, 24. I didn't even know you had gotten out of the bed today. I was so upset that you was not in the bed. I was like, where is he at? This is our last day together. We're supposed to spend every waking second of this day together. There is no reason why you should not be right next to me. Like, I want it all, and I'm not taking back how I feel or what I said. And even when I talk about spending time, like even when I'm just sitting around watching you yell at the game and stuff, like that may not be a whole lot of personal time because I like to cuddle and be all on you and be like intertwined and my arms on your arms and us like my head like this. I love to be right. I love to be inside of your shirt, even though it's not that. I still enjoy that spending time with you doing the things that we do together. So it's been a really crazy weekend. We almost got shut up. We ain't gonna tell the world about it, but I just love any minute that I get with you is like the most joyous time of my days in life.
Okay, I'll let you start with closing us out.
Let me start with closing us out. So, let me make sure we didn't have many more questions before we close out. I think I have one more on here, and it says, "Oh no, that was the one that we did." All right, so guys, if there's anything that you want us to address, we are going to try to come to you guys as often as possible. Um, we're all over the place on different podcasts. I actually just scheduled a podcast with the owner of Our Famous Candles. She was just on WLBT the other week. She has agreed to come on to our podcast and talk to us about all she's doing next Tuesday at 7 p.m. We do have a Patreon where we give out the dirty secrets of our lives in order to finance our business. So if you want to be a part of the Patreon, please sign up for that. I think it's like $3 a month. If you have $3 a month to support a local Black business, please join us on that effort. Other than that, this is my business partner, my best friend, my comrade, my domestic partner, my future husband, maybe. We don't know. You got to join the Patreon because that's what we're going to give out the dirty information. That's where you're going to know if we got bridesmaids and brides and groomsmen and stuff because I don't have any right now. I'm still out there searching for bridesmaids. If you want to be a bridesmaid, hit me up in my inbox. Or if you want to be a bridesman, because I'm all about gender equality as well. We have an LGBTQ community book. We all over the place. We out here. So y'all follow us, support us. Go and check out my good friend Lock Just Right. She is responsible for this dope pipe cleaner curl set that I have now. Jamie will be taking pictures coming up soon. Y'all gonna see this dope photo shoot that we got coming through. I woke up yesterday sick as a dog. We were supposed to get it done yesterday, but I wasn't able to. So, but we love y'all. We thank y'all. We appreciate you for tuning in week after week, day after day. If there's anything y'all want to see from us, please feel free to inbox us, text us, whatever you have access to. So, thank y'all. I'm out.
Hey, listen. We talk about support, and I'm gonna give you the definition in case you don't have it. Support says to promote the interests or causes of, to endure bravely or quietly. And we have people that support us both ways, right? And for those people that are supporting us, we see, we acknowledge you, right? And for those that don't, it's okay. And I say it because we're going to find the right audience, right? The right people will see what we're promoting. And if you see what we're talking about and it bothers you and it's negative or you feel some type of way, and I assure you, it is so positive. It is so transparent. Uh, and if you find yourself anti what we're doing, well, with the whole Hello Black Man, then you're not supporting us. I'm okay with that. I'm definitely okay with that because we're looking for positive people. And if you're not finding what we're doing is positive, then you're not. That's okay. And it's not going to be for everyone. If you're looking for the latest scandals and the latest drama, this may not be, well, this will not be the page for that. We're going to we'll be transparent. We're going to have problems. We're going to talk about things that's going on in the world, in our homes and stuff like that. But if you're looking for foolishness, it won't be here. You know, uh, but your support is needed, and people that have liked the page, like I tell all the time, you can hit the community button, and then you can invite all your friends. Um, the journals that we have are just tools, and they could be very very significant. The young lady that we met, I guess re-met after a year last night. We went out with some friends last night, and she was just like, it has helped her so much, just get through so much, through some really, really, really dark times, just to have a place to put things without having to put it out in public or keeping it all bottled up. So the journals, I want them to be a part of your family. You buying them from me, it's just a plus. But I want them to be a part of your family, your library. Imagine having a library of these journals, no matter who you are or what you do, and have these journals passed down from generation to generation. In 100 years, have 100 journals of different people in your family to be able to pass things on to the next generation, how to get through things mentally, physically, financially, emotionally. Like we have to be able to make those connections and make those corrections as we go forward. So I just thank everybody that has supported us. And I thank you all for sharing the broadcast with people that you share it with, your friends and family along the way. So my name is Jamie Jenkins. Uh, Follow Hello Black Man.
And I just want to say that he said that if you want foolishness, you won't find it here. I got a little bit of foolishness for y'all. So y'all be sure and tune in because I'm going to bring a tinsy bit of foolish at least twice an episode. But again, thank y'all. We will catch you guys on the next episode. And do not forget, it is Teacher Appreciation Week. We have Hello Black Educator. We have some on hand, and we also have them on Amazon.com. So go find Jamie Jenkins on Amazon.com and appreciate some teachers this week. Let them know that we support them because I don't want to be a teacher. When we went through that pandemic and I had to get them cheering up to put them on that computer and they was asking me questions, that was the worst year of my life. So, teachers who are out there, I appreciate you. I love you. You are the best. If you need anything, chalk, I don't know if y'all still use chalkboards, I'm sure you don't. Ink pens, pencils, whatever, paper. If y'all need it, hit up Hello Black Man. I'm here. I'm supporting teachers around the world because you guys mean the world to me because I don't want to teach my own children. I definitely don't want to teach nobody else's. So y'all have a good night. Happy Teachers Appreciation Week. We out.